on this beautiful Tuesday morning here at the hotel. Like usual, I'm in the same break room as a lot of my vlogs and a lot of my videos, and I kind of feel like rambling, which is what usually happens. This week is the biggest week of the year for wrestling fans. As a lot of you may know, it is WrestleMania weekend, guys. It is WrestleMania weekend. It is WrestleMania weekend, guys. The biggest week of the year. I am so very, very, very excited, and I am so fortunate enough to actually get to go watch it live. Yes, I know. Yes, it's crazy, and it's awesome, and I am very, very, very excited about it. But I wanted to take a moment in this video and kind of talk about what's going on in my head, what my game plan is, because I've never been to Philadelphia, first off. I've never driven I've never done like a long distance drive by myself, which from here to Philadelphia is about 8.5 hours or so. And I also have never been to Philadelphia, and being in a new city scares me. And I wanted to make like the first half of this video about me going into it, because maybe there's other people out there feeling kind of anxious or a little nervous about going out and doing such a big event for the first time. And I kind of want to just talk about, what's been going on in my mind. So it's gonna be crazy, right? I work tonight and tomorrow night, which will be Tuesday night. Not sure when this will be up, probably on that Tuesday. So I worked yesterday and tonight, and I had my Wednesday off. But this last week has just been a lot going on. Like I said, I had a wedding last weekend, weekend before Easter, and then I had a week of, working every single day, going to last weekend, and it's one of my best friends last weekend's home. That added on with Easter, and I had work. I didn't really have time to kind of calm myself down or get stuff together and kind of collect myself. So I've just been living off, all this energy going around me, all this awesome, good energy around me, and I've been trying to make the best of that. So I recently just started to pack up and kind of get my shit together. It's all been about saving money and packing the necessities, and just kind of getting mentally ready and financially ready for such a big trip, because I have never been on a trip like this. I've gone further places, with family and friends, but I've never done something that's been so, I don't know, like dependent on myself, if that makes sense. I don't know how to phrase it. Like, so independently. So I've been kind of just, being a little anxious and nervous about, driving for 8.5 hours. And whenever it's late at night here at the hotel, I kind of just get into thinking, and that's why I make these videos. But, it's how driving goes. If any of you have been out there and who have to drive over 2 hours before, you're always constantly overthinking that drive and making like the worst, you're thinking about the worst outcomes in your head, when in reality the drive is never that bad. You always lock in and you zone into what's going on in your brain. You turn on a really good podcast and you just roll all the way there. So I just gotta keep telling myself that it's going to go great. I'm going to be a-okay. It's gonna be a fine drive. I'm not gonna get bored. I'm not gonna get sleepy. It's just gonna be a good, straight, narrow drive all the way to Philadelphia. Secondly, I have been pre-ordering all of my Ubers. If you guys don't know, you can pre-order Ubers. I'm sure everybody knows that. But I was watching a lot of videos that were kind of talking about, the best times to, pre-date an Uber. So, like Friday, I have WWE, World of WWE at the Convention Center over in Philadelphia. So I pre-ordered an Uber at like 9:30 a.m. to get there around 10:30, so I can watch Pat McAfee live. I can experience the whole con and really just be like immersed. And then I have an Uber driving from the Convention Center over to Wells Fargo Center around like 5:30 p.m. I know that's a hot time period, but I'm thinking that the show doesn't really kick off until 7:30 when you have your dark matches and you know, the announcers come out and stuff like that. So I think we'll be fine there anyway. It's like an 8-minute drive from the Convention Center over to Wells Fargo anyway. If it goes up to 30 minutes, 40 minutes, it's whatever. I can live with it. But then I have I'm leaving the arena afterwards, but I'm not getting an Uber right away from the arena. I will actually be walking over to the Xfinity Live bar and casino to kind of get my Ubers out there to go back to my hotel. I was watching a lot of TikToks and stuff today just about the surrounding area by Lincoln Field and Wells Fargo, and you know, when to wait for an Uber or when to, you know, get your Uber and where to be. That's easier not only for you but for the driver, and you know, also those prices if you want to leave like a stadium straight from the stadium are always crazy. So I have about like a little hour time period in between the show ending and me going to Xfinity, and you know, just kind of waiting for my Uber to show up because it was so much less. I promise you guys, it is crazy how much less money it is. Because, you know, if I pre-ordered it, it was like $40, give or take, somewhere around there, 41, 42, something like that. But if you wait for that night of, like, it's gonna be disastrous. It's gonna be 120, 130, and I just don't want to get into all of that. And, you know, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but like I said, this is my first, like, monumental, like, event that I'm going to. So, I mean, you live and you learn. I know it's all gonna go good though. I'm not too worried about the Ubers or anything. Also, I'm choosing to do the Ubers because I don't feel like comfortable enough driving in Philadelphia. I feel like I need a layout. So Friday, kind of getting those Ubers, seeing you know, the restaurants and, you know, the stops along the way towards the actual stadiums, because I know Wells Fargo is right by Lincoln Stadium. If I can get a layout, I feel like I could drive that Saturday, Sunday, Monday, because yes, I'm going to all the events, SmackDown, NXT, WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2, and Raw. But at the same time, a lot of people that I'm seeing online are saying, like, don't, like, whatever you do, don't try and, like, drive within that traffic during Mania weekend. So I don't know as of now. I set Ubers just in case on Saturday and Sunday, so we got those cleared. But maybe Monday I'll drive. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. So, you know, that's another thing I've been just kind of on top of, is just kind of getting all my Ubers and, you know, getting them at a specific time to, you know, make it to the show comfortably, get there really early, so, you know, there's no rushing throughout the weekend or anything like that, because we don't want that. I would much rather wait outside of the arena for 2 hours than, you know, to leave my hotel room with 20 minutes before the show starts or when gates open, because I know that's when traffic's probably gonna be really bad. Sorry guys, excuse me. But I'm very, very excited. Like I said, with excitement comes a lot of, you know, anxiety and nervousness, but I think that's all gonna fluster away once I get that 8.5-hour drive done. I think once I get there and I have a good night's rest on Thursday, I'll feel like $1 million. So yeah, this week has just been pandemonium, just trying to get everything together, trying to spend time with my roommates and, you know, the Tuesday. It was very nice of her. So shout out her. Because Thursday morning at like 5 a.m. is when I want to leave Ohio and start my drive over to Philadelphia. And I'm gonna do that working in audit on Wednesday night. So that's really cool. I'm just very excited, not only for WrestleMania, but just the atmosphere. I think is what I'm most excited about. I'm really, since I've been older, WWE hasn't been cool in a long time. I actually said this to my roommate tonight, because he started to watch some wrestling, just wanted to figure out why everyone has gotten so into it after like this last 2 years or so. So I kind of said to him, like, it's crazy to me being a wrestling fan for my whole life, and seeing the era of like 2017 to like 2021 when it was just so in the grave, in the dirt, dead. And at that age, when I was like 15, 16, I was like, I don't think in my life I will ever have like these friends around me ever come and talk to me about something I love, which is wrestling. So this year, with the huge boom that I went through and these storylines that they're telling, like all of my friends have gotten so into it, and it's gonna be awesome because it feels like wrestling's back, and this is the first Mania where it like really like bottles up that energy, and it's like waiting to explode at Lincoln Field, or because I think this is the biggest Mania in history, and it feels like even the common audience or people who don't even watch wrestling know like how big the stakes are for these main events and who everybody is and what the story is. So that's what I'm really excited about, is just that atmosphere, not only at the stadium or the arenas, but like out in Philadelphia itself too. Like I said, I've never been out there, so I'm really excited to see a lot of historical sites, eat some good food, drink some good drinks, and just be out there with the people. Because I know I'm gonna run into like 3 or 4 really, really random, WWE fans and talk to them for like the 20 or 30 minutes, and that's like all I ask for in like a trip, is just meeting new people and conversating with them about different hobbies you both love. So I'm very, very excited to hit Philadelphia and be there for such a monumental weekend. So yeah, a little bit of time and give you guys my predictions for WrestleMania 40. I wrote this list down at the computer here at work. I have all the matches on here. They're all in random order, so bear with me. But I really wanted to, kind of let you guys inside my mind, and I wanted you guys to see how I'm feeling about all these matches, because it's a pretty crazy card. I think maybe only last year there's been a card this strong, like the last decade for me personally. I think 39 and 40 take the cake from like 31 onward. So very exciting stuff. So let's get started. First match I wrote down was The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Seth and Cody Rhodes. And the second and third match is Reigns versus Cody and Seth versus Drew. So all of these blend in with me. I think it's one big story. So that's why I'm gonna cover all three, like it's like one big match. Night one is Rock, Reigns, Cody, and Seth. I think this is going to be an excellent match. I think this might be like a 25-30 minute like absolute thriller. I don't have any predictions on how good The Rock will be though, because we haven't seen him in a decade. Like, he could easily come out and work 10 minutes and look flawless like he did at WrestleMania 28 against John Cena, or he could come out and work 5 minutes, beat up Rhodes or Reigns, or beat up Rhodes or Seth, sure how he will do in this match, but I am expecting big things. I'm not expecting a perfect wrestling match, but I'm expecting a perfect story-told wrestling match, if that makes sense. I think this match is going to be a little bit slower than the rest. Just slower paced, slower action. It's going to be more drama built. But I have Rock and Roman Reigns beating Seth and Cody Rhodes night one at WrestleMania. Yes. You guys heard it here first on the ASMR Zap channel. The Rock and Roman Reigns will beat Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes on WrestleMania night one. Now these play into Reigns and Cody and Seth and Drew. First up, Seth and Drew. It is Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship on night 2 of WrestleMania. And I think due to interference by the Bloodline, Drew McIntyre wins this one against Seth. Yes. I think everybody's kind of thinking this. I think all the stars have aligned for Drew McIntyre to get his perfect WrestleMania moment. In terms of storytelling, it's been fantastic. This has been like 5-6 months of build-up. Drew McIntyre never had his WrestleMania moment. He had it, but it was in front of 0 people in the crowd. He needs that moment. Seth Rollins has gotten a little bland as World Heavyweight Champion. And I hate to say that too, because I know a lot of narcs online love to say that he got bland and he should have lost to people like Finn Balor, Nakamura. Like, get that out of your brains. No. He's just gotten a little bit bland, and he also just needs a little break of wear and tear on his body. So I definitely think the workhorse Drew McIntyre takes that one after Bloodline interference. As you saw, at Chamber with Logan knocking out Rollins and Drew also winning against Rhodes because of the interference by the Bloodline. You're seeing that Drew is turning to everything that he hated at once. But I think that's just where his story arc is leading to. As we saw on Raw a couple weeks ago, or was it last week, he was talking to Paul Heyman in the back. I think it all leads to Drew winning this one off of a Bloodline interference and getting his moment in front of 60,000 fans in attendance. Reigns versus Cody, on the other hand, will be a tribal rules match, which, if you don't know what that is, it's basically an anything goes extreme rules match. And I think Cody wins this one because of help from some past enemies of the Bloodline. I know that's the popular opinion going around right now, but I do believe it's true as well. I think Rock comes out, I think Solo comes out, I think Jimmy comes out, and they're laying it down on Cody Rhodes, and then all of a sudden you'll hear like the glass fall and you'll hear Stone Cold's theme song. I do believe personally Stone Cold is coming out during this segment, and I do believe personally that John Cena is coming out during this. So I believe it will be like a 30-minute match before any of that drama takes place. But Rhodes will hit the Crossroads, or if you guys don't know, his finisher, the Crossroads, he will hit it 3 times, like the super finisher in 2K, and he'll beat Reigns 1, 2, 3, get Reigns some time off, let him recuperate, give Cody the workhorse, the big title, because it's time. It's time to give it to him. So why I grouped these 3 up together is that I think all 3 matches lead to the Raw after Mania. I think the next night you have Cody come out and celebrate his title, and you have Rollins come out. Not only did he get pinned by Drew and screwed by the Bloodline, but he got pinned by Rock the night before on that Saturday, night 1. Seth and Cody versus like Jimmy and Solo or some stupid stuff like that, and you have Seth turn on Cody night after Mania, setting up the Batman Joker rivalry that will stand the test of time. And that's like the rivalry of this new era, the Renaissance era. Have Seth go heel, he was turning bland anyway, and have him and Cody lead up to like SummerSlam or something. So that's why I grouped all three of those together. It's because it's one big story, and every match will tell that story in this WrestleMania. Next up is Iyo versus Bayley. I got super into this match come WrestleMania season, or Royal Rumble season, but they kind of died down on it a little bit for me, just because of how much promotion, how much time they needed to give Rock, Roman, and the Bloodline story with Cody and Seth. But this is still going to be a banger match. I think Bayley gets her huge babyface moment here at Mania against Iyo. It'll be a really feel-good win. Bayley's definitely taking it in my book. I think she wins this one at WrestleMania 40. But yeah, I don't have much to say about it. I thought the Damage Control story was done pretty well until these last couple of weeks, where it just feels a little rushed, a little weird, like a little wonky. But that's just because they haven't had too much time to really get in on it. But when they do have time, I do like the stuff they do. So yeah, I have Bayley beating Iyo in the women's title match. Next up is Becky versus Rhea, and I think this is the only big title in WWE to not change hands. I think Rhea takes this one in a brawl. I'm not a big Becky Lynch fan, but I am a huge Rhea Ripley fan. She put on Match of the Year last year for me personally against Charlotte at Mania 39. She's had a roller coaster of a title reign since then, and I think the one thing to really put her over on superstar level is a great match against the Man, where she shows a lot of dominance and she steals the show and she wins back her title. I think that will be the one thing to push her over that superstar line. But it is a very interesting story going on. Everybody kind of caught it last year that this would be the match, so nothing new here. But I do love Rhea Ripley, and I think keeping the title on her should be the way they go with it. I don't see a woman in the division right now who could really take out Rhea Ripley in that position as of right now, for me personally. So, Rhea Ripley over Becky Lynch. Next one up is the tag team ladder match between DIY, Judgment Day, Theory, and Grayson Waller, The New Day, Awesome Truth, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate. I'm not too excited for this match. Usually I am for ladder matches, and I'm sure, Pete Dunne or Kofi Kingston are gonna pull off some crazy shit, and I'll be there and love every second of it. But this is definitely like my least anticipated match on the card. Or I take that back. There's two more that I'm like mad about. But I think it'll be a good match. There's some tag teams on here I think they should give these titles to. But with Michael Cole reiterating tonight on Raw, or yesterday on Raw, that you have to grab both titles and the match doesn't stop if you grab one set of titles. I think I'm going with the popular opinion here that R-Truth will climb the ladder and grab just one set of the titles, and somebody else, like maybe Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, grab the other side or the other titles, so we can finally have that split, because there's way too many talented tag teams out there, and I would hate for people to get cut off because of Miz and R-Truth, even though how strong their story with Judgment Day has been. And it's so great to see them back as Awesome Truth. They are very entertaining, and I love both of them as superstars, but it's like there's too much talent in the tag team division to just give both titles to Awesome Truth. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with the popular opinion here and say Awesome Truth takes one half of the tag teams, and I'll give Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate the other tag team titles. That's how I'll do it there. I think Judgment Day is coming to an end here soon, real quick. And I think DIY are pretty good, but not tag team champion level right now. Same with Theory and Grayson. I think they're kind of coming to an end or getting a little bland. New Day is just New Day. They've been around for a decade now. They've had like 87 title, like 87 title reigns. So I don't think they'll do them either. So yeah, tag team ladder match. Awesome Truth pulling off one side, half of the tag team titles, and Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate pulling off the other. Next up, I have one here is Jey versus Jimmy. This is my sleeper pick for the whole weekend. I think this could burn the house down if they did it right. This could be the match of, WrestleMania. Just like how Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre were last year. I think Jimmy and Jey can blow the roof off the place, the imaginary roof off the place. I have Jimmy taking it here. I know a lot of people are saying, oh wait, I have Jey beating Jimmy. I know a lot of people are saying they think Jimmy's gonna win because he hasn't had that much of a push like Jey has, or that much of a connection with the audience like Jey has, but I think Jey has a lot more going for him, and I think this is a big one against his older brother at WrestleMania to kind of kick off him going more into the main event scene that we have not seen yet. I am very excited about this match though, because this holds a lot of drama in that bloodline story too that not a lot of people are talking about, because the story was done kind of wonky. But I definitely think this could be the low-key banger of the weekend, and I have Jey beating Jimmy. Jey beating Jimmy. Jey Uso beating Jimmy. Yeet. No yeet. Yeet. No yeet. Jey. Yeet is beating no yeet Jimmy. Next up is Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament. Kind of a throwaway match here. If I'm being honest, I don't care about the Final Testament. I'm happy that it's a Philadelphia Brawl. I'm glad that we have one Extreme Rules Brawl match set up, especially between all these guys. They're all very talented in their own right, but the Final Testament have just bored me. I don't think that I don't understand. They're used correctly, but they have not an ounce of aura around them. They don't have any kind of likability, but also they have no kind of dislikability. They're just kind of there. So, I mean, they're okay, but I'm very happy to see that the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley have a WrestleMania, slot, because, I mean, I guess that just means a lot to me, because I think they're all three, ultra talented, top of the top kind of guys. And so it's cool seeing them, not get cut out of WrestleMania, especially last year when Bobby got cut out. I thought that was pretty dumb. It didn't make sense to me. He's a big enough star to have a role in, the biggest weekend of the year. So I have Bobby Lee and the Street Profits beating the Final Testament. I think this is their one big win as a faction until they start chasing, more gold, especially with, the tag title split up. I really would like to go to the Street Profits again on SmackDown and kind of get that stable, more credibility throughout the next year. So yeah, Bobby and Street Profits are beating the Final Testament. Next up is Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos, Escobar, and Dom Mysterio. Another throwaway match for me, but I do like all four of these guys quite a bit. I don't know if I've ever said it on the channel before, but I do enjoy the LWO storyline. I think that there's a lot going on there. And the crowd seems to always love it every Friday whenever any of that goes on. So, it's cool to see them, have Dragon and Santos get their time at WrestleMania. And with Rey Mysterio, healthy, you always have to have him on a WrestleMania card for as long as he still wrestles. Dom's one of the top heels in the company, so you always have to give him his time to shine as well. I'm gonna go Rey and Dragon Lee here. I think Santos and Dom they're setting them up to be more of a faction later on one, and I think a loss here will kind of set that up a little bit better. Like I said, though, just kind of a throwaway match for me. I think it'll be good, though. None of these 4 guys are exactly bad in the ring or anything. It's just there was really no kind of build for this to happen. It just kind of happened just to get them on the card. But, you know, I'm not complaining. It'll be a good match. So, yeah, Rey and Dragon lead, definitely. Women's 6-man tag team match between Damage Control and Bianca Belair, Naomi, and the newcomer Jade Cargill. I'm not really excited for this match either, besides the fact that there's Jade Cargill. With the superstars, because Bianca Belair, you have to have her on your card no matter what. She is a megastar. She has her own reality show. She's on movie, red carpets. She's in commercials. She's like the ambassador of WWE. She is the woman's version, like John Cena. And she's also great in ring, and has a great like presence to her. So you always have to get her on the card. Naomi is also pretty good as well. A returning Naomi. This will be her WrestleMania spot back, so that's good for her too. And it gets Asuka and Dakota Kai, and I forget the other girl's name. I apologize. It gets them on the card as well, which sucks for Asuka because she is probably going to go 0-6 at WrestleMania, because I have Jade, Naomi, and Bianca winning this match pretty easily. I think it'll be a decent match, but everybody is only there to really see Jade, and that's what I really think about it. I think I'm there just to see Jade as well. Like, I'm very, very excited to see her debut. So yeah, I got Jade, Naomi, and Bianca Belair beating the Damage Control. Next up, I have Gunther versus Sami Zayn. I love Sami Zayn. If none of you know, Sami Zayn is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, especially in the new era. But this spot just doesn't seem deserved. It seems deserving towards Chad Gable in the way they set up that story with like his wife and his kids crying after he lost to Gunther, and him being the one to push Gunther to the limits. I feel like Mania 40 should have been the place where he beat Gunther, so then you can immediately throw Gunther into like the main event scene against Cody as a champ and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm also not going to complain, because Sami Zayn is damn good at his job, and Gunther is the best in the world at just everything in general. In wrestling, he is the ring general. He is Gunther. He is fantastic. He does everything. He doesn't miss. He literally doesn't miss. So I'm not going to complain too much. I like that they have Chad Gable involved in the story, though. That is something I do like, that they involved him with it, but still, it feels like it should be Gable and Gunther. And it feels like Sammy's like made for the main event now too. But I'm not going to complain. This match is going to be great. I think this is going to be a banger. A lot of people online like love to like sit and chat about like what WWE should do instead of just like enjoying it in the moment. And I think this match is like a prime example of that. Like, yes, it should have been Gable, but are we going to sit down and cry and like not give it a chance? No, because this match is going to be a banger, and I think everybody knows that too. But I have Gunther beating Sami Zayn. I have Gunther beating Sami Zayn to retain the Intercontinental Championship. The last two. Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Another low-key one that I think will be a banger as well. I mean, when was the last time you've seen any of these three guys put on a bad match? I love Logan Paul. Okay, I need to tell you people this, but I love Logan Paul. He is one of my favorite in the business today. I think he's fantastic at everything he does. He doesn't only know the sports entertainment or the wrestling. He knows how to lure people in using social media and in marketing so well. never know what you're gonna get, and he pushes himself after every single match. You're putting Logan Paul up with two like consistently good workers, like people who put on bangers week after week. Randy Orton, one of the greatest of all time. Like, I can't say enough about him. What I would say is what you would hear, what you've heard, what you've heard millions of times. And Kevin Owens is legitimately him. I mean, he just had the biggest tag team match of all time last year in the main event against the Usos. He is story driven. He is great in ring. He's great. He has great charisma. Him teaming with Randy over the last couple weeks has been awesome. And you know, you mix all three of those guys up, and you're just gonna get something special. Is what I think personally. I think this, alongside the Jey versus Jimmy match, could be like the other secret banger. Because triple threats at WrestleMania never miss. They never miss. They don't. You heard it from me here first. They never miss. You can't think of one bad triple threat in WrestleMania. So yeah, I'm very excited about this match as well. I think Logan Paul takes it. I think he retains because, you know, you have him beat Randy and KO in the same night. You can set up a heel Randy character, because I know that's what a lot of people want. And you could set up a heel Kevin Owens. Either way, you have to keep that title on Logan Paul for Cleveland in August for SummerSlam. So I have Logan Paul retaining his United States Championship over Randy Orton and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. And the last one we're going to talk about today is LA Knight versus AJ Styles. LA Knight is another personal favorite of mine in this new era. I love everything that he does. I love, you know, he's so charismatic. He's just fantastic on the mic. And I think his in-ring is like actually a lot better than what people give him credit for. And you're putting him up against an actual GOAT, a master of his craft in AJ Styles, with the build that it's had as well. I think AJ Styles is towards the end of his career. I feel like a lot of people believe he can't put on any more bangers, but I think this will be the match to kind of change their mindset on AJ Styles, and you know, maybe he'll be back in that main event scene, hopefully. But I think the LA Knight madness is still going crazy after a year and a half of it. You know, after I guess it's been like a year and a half of it, like starting up, and he just hasn't slowed down with his popularity or his in-ring or his mic skills. Like, there's no slowing down for him. So I think you give LA Knight his first WrestleMania win here on a big night against a big opponent like AJ Styles in a banger. So yes, I have LA Knight beating AJ Styles at WrestleMania. And that right there will